Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christian with PerfectStockAlert.com, a 100% free service for smart investors and traders. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. Today is Monday, November the 26th, 2012. I do apologize for being tardy today. Got a little bit of a cold, had to run some errands, yada yada. Those are my excuses. And we're looking at the markets today. We're going to look at the U.S. markets, but this is true for all markets. We've seen a little bit of hesitation in the markets here and a little bit of weakness. And that's fine. We've made a nice bounce to the upside, and I want to point out this is still nothing more than a bounce. There's no reason to be looking at this as being a nice bullish uptrend or anything like that. This is just a bounce, and there's different ways to look at it, so I'm going to show you why I'm looking at it the way I am. Whenever you're looking at a trend, you want to look at the, like I've said many times, the high points and the low points. And I mean, in this particular case, you can see that we have high close and low close, and we're trending down clearly to the downside there. So this little bounce here, still in the overall trend being down. That being that the previous high here is higher than the current high here. So even if we were to make a couple of more days to the upside, we have to take out this high before anything could even be starting to come into question. Is, are we going to change this trend? Right now, the trend is clearly down. If we don't take out this level here, then you're not going to be able to argue that we're seeing a shift from a downtrend to an uptrend. Now, let's assume for a moment that there's other ways to draw this chart out. Let me show you a different way to do that. Now, I'd be looking at it the same way, series of higher highs and lower highs and lower lows. That would be true, and everybody would be no argument here. But right here, someone may draw this a little bit different. They may look at this as being a little bounce here, pull back here, and then we've taken out that previous high here with this move here. I don't see this as being an actual true way of drawing the chart, and I'll show you on other charts as they're not going to be confirming this little theoretical bounce right here. Therefore, I'm not looking at this as being a bounce. It's just part of an overall downward move. We just went this way, down, sideways, and continue this first leg right here. So that's the way I'm looking at this. And like I said, other people can draw it out differently, but the reason why I'm not making that particular mistake is because the other charts don't confirm it, and as you guys know, I like all of my charts to confirm whatever I'm reading. That gives me more confidence behind the move. So the way I draw it correctly, I believe, is right here, and then we come up here with a little bounce, then we come down here, and we just ignore this little move right here, little wiggle. And then we bounce up here, and this doesn't mean a darn thing unless we take out this previous high here, which is at the 50-period moving average. So close above the 50-period moving average, and then maybe you've got something. At that point, you will have a series of higher highs and still lower lows. At that point, you will have a trend that looks like this, and you will say that the market is at that point only moving sideways. And in any event, whether it's moving sideways or still in a downtrend, you'd still look for a pullback. So don't get married to this long position. We've advanced the stops on the long positions again, and we're just trading this as a bounce. And I'm starting to feel a little bit like we're overstaying our welcome here. So I want to be looking to close those positions. Remember, we are overbought on the ultimate oscillator as well. And again, we're looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, but you'll find these conditions on all the charts that you'll be looking at. And these charts are all kept on our free website at PerfectStockAlert.com, where you can check them out for yourself. Quick glance here at the NASDAQ, and this particular chart confirms what I was telling you earlier. You can see the trend is clearly defined as being down. You do have a little bounce right here. Move to the downside. We only had one single day to the upside here. This is not in any way, shape, or form a bounce. This is the level they have to take out. Bulls have to take out. They're going to take out this high if they're going to try to argue that we might be changing a trend from a downtrend to an uptrend. We'll have to wait and see. However, the main thing for me, I'm going to be closing any position I have open and any move higher on tomorrow or something like that. Any move back into this gap fill position here, I want out. The reason being is that we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 consecutive days to the upside. That's a lot. We also have unfilled gaps below us here and here. This is not a strong situation. What can typically happen is you'll see people trying to stay in this too long, and you'll start moving up here, and maybe you'll break out, and then all of a sudden you'll just gap on down here. Now you got a problem. You were profitable, and now you're not, and now you know that you got this huge gap above you as well. So it creates all these other situations where I'd rather just be taking my profit, sit back and wait for an opportunity to either go short or an opportunity to, once we have created some other scenario where I could maybe potentially go long again, if we could pull back down here, test this low, hold that position, and then possibly take and go higher. So there's different things that can happen here, but I want to close out long positions and I also don't want people thinking that we're now in an uptrend because we've had 6 consecutive days to the upside. It doesn't mean anything. You're just making a bounce here. It's a nice size bounce. That's why I traded it, because I saw the potential for it. But I don't see this as a change in the trend just yet. You have to see certain things happen and then test those things before you can actually say, yes, we have a new trend. Okay? Okay, one last thing I want to talk to you guys about. This is something that I think is I'd like it if somebody would let me know what's going on in my mind every now and then, if I were in your position. So I just want to let you guys know that I am still contemplating going to retire, basically, from trading. I will be actually focusing on my longer-term investing and stuff, semi-retirement, so to speak. So I'm thinking about that. It's something that's on my mind, and it could be happening sooner rather than later. I don't know right now. I'm just still thinking about it. So just letting you guys know that that's a possibility. Of course, the YouTube channel will always be there with all the videos. Of course, for you guys who want to check it out, you can always subscribe to that channel there, and they're all broken up into their little segments, so you always know any videos you wanted to know would be there no matter what. But I just want to let you guys know that I am thinking about going to retire. That if I did that, I wouldn't be doing nightly market analysis videos. Right now I'm still doing them, but I am thinking about it. Okay? God bless, take care, see you in the next one. Please take a moment to review our disclaimer. The information provided herein is our opinion only. Under no circumstances do any statements here represent a recommendation to buy or sell securities or make any kind of an investment. You are responsible for your own due diligence. To summarize, we do not provide investment advice, nor do we make any claims or promises that any information here will lead to a profit, loss, or any other result. These videos are for educational purposes only.